Hello, hello, and welcome back to episode 16 of Tiān 2. After a bit of essentially just trying to figure some things out when it came to the events of the first 20 minutes of the morning, the group now has taken a little bit of time to understand what has happened with Estelle, with Passeth, and also with Cirrus. And as they've digested that information just a little bit, we'll dive right back into the situation, in which both Estelles have now come back down from the surface and have re entered the main chambers of Longstride.
Hey, we're back.
Welcome back.
What's thanks. Let's go with what's words hard this morning. What's going on with
In
y'all?
general, um, Passeth's trying to explain summer to me, and I'm not quite getting it.
Uh, okay. So I was there for like 5 minutes, but I can already say uncomfortably warm sometimes. Other places were cooler when the wind was blowing, but mostly uncomfortably warm. Uh, and like on general hottest day you could remember, the coldest summer day feels hotter than that. And
I do not
uh
remember that.
yeah,
Outright.
and it was greener, a lot green, like before this look for me, the old one
So,
mostly
like
have that for
these,
everywhere.
Lana points to the boots that she has.
Yeah, like those. So yeah, imagine that leaves being that color and just in general a lot more green on plants.
If it weren't so hot, it'd probably be nice.
Yeah, yeah, probably would have been. Then just gonna have to need a lot of water or something to keep cool.
A lot of people like it that hot.
Well,
I
there will
met
be.
plenty of satyrs who just thrive in it.
Okay, so what is our next plan? We have Sin coming after you.
Also, I'm trying to finish up my armor, but that's gonna take at least another day.
We have all of our siblings and friends to try and snap out of everything. We have the standing invitation to Mage Hill. Still confused why he thinks I'm special when I just have a few parlor tricks, especially compared to what you two have.
Yeah, it might be something with you not specifically learning magic, but still being able to cast it, but not having any other magical inclinations, I guess. Maybe he thought something was weird with that. I don't know. Uh,
Test your blood for sorcery magic.
My blood's probably already incredibly weird, especially according to what Longstride has said and what others have said about how technically I shouldn't exist.
Yeah.
If that's not the making of a sorcerer, then I don't know what is.
I don't understand.
Oh, exactly.
That
That
clarified exactly nothing.
that is interesting, though, that you were invited to Mage Hill of all places. Longstride says, interjecting.
Yeah, when we were at the palace, we met one of Estelle's old friends, mentors. Am I getting that right?
One of the people on my journey that I asked about the stars when they were first going out.
Acquaintance. And her apprentice, and he's apparently somebody important at Mage Hill. And I mentioned the small tricks I could do, and he became very interested when I explained that I'm not a mage.
Yes, I recall. And he kind of points to his own head. Um, I, as a practicing arcanist myself, I've had a few run ins with the inhabitants of Mage Hill myself. Um, you. I don't want to air caution when it's unnecessary because I am a little lost on whether or not this was perhaps a decade ago or a few generations. Time starts to get a little bit inconsequential after you live so long. In an area of study like that, they are very curious. So, make sure you are well comfortable with whoever you place your trust in there.
I trust the person that Estelle trusts, but I don't know the other one very well. So I place the level of trust that I place in any stranger. Base level. Unless they're suspicious.
Then you are more generous than most. But who am I to judge?
Well, as a traveling performer, I need to at least appear. I need to be open and get people to trust me. And to do that, it seems the best way I've found is to extend a small bit of trust out.
Of course. I'm, again, over the past 24 hours, I feel like I've been overstepping my boundaries a little bit, and considering the radical changes we've had in the past, let's say 20 minutes, I believe that it might be best for me to remain a audience member to this conversation going forward.
It's no big deal, Uncle. We came here to seek you out for information, so and after learning more, your insight is definitely appreciated.
There is a visible shiver when you say uncle.
Also,
No,
with all your experience, it's good to get different insights and perspectives and
Speaking of
more
insight,
than
I would like
just
to insight the shiver.
oh yeah, go ahead. And Longstride just kind of nods to you, Passeth, a little bit. 11? I mean, he is an octopus man. So, and you are underground, so you might be cold.
That was also an 11 with a 2 on the die.
Oh, Jesus.
I did take expertise in insight.
Okay, so my idea is from here we could go to Dark Gulch, seeing as how Paseth's sister was potentially sighted there. Then from there, we can head east, maybe pass through Mage Hill, maybe go around, depending on how people are feeling. Then from there, maybe Shreknatow, New Pass, Swamphold, or who knows, maybe we'll have some other destination in mind by the time we get done there.
Maybe Dark Gulch would be a better place in general to make some sort of stand against sin. Maybe I can.
Going to need iron.
Right.
And by we, I mean I.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I mean, I have gloves for that reason. Nice thick gloves, but
Don't want you to have to deal with touching something that would harm you, even with protection.
yeah, it burns. It burns something fierce.
Right, so it seems like Dark Gulch will probably be our first stop on this cross-continental journey.
Guess so.
Or cross-national, I guess, not continental. You know what I mean.
Yeah. It's where we're going first.
Yeah.
Here's one more little bit of a problem. We need to find a way to get Cyril and Blinkus home.
Right.
Cirrus definitely wants to go home. I don't know if Blinkus does. Do you want to stay with us, or go back to the Feywild, Blinkus?
Um, um, I've never had a decision before. Um, you seems he's thinking really hard right now. Um, let's see, what does he want?
Not to hurt yourself with all that thinking.
I guess I will roll that.
Tiān is not really one for making decisions for others.
Doo-doo-doo. Yeah. Well, I really like you guys, but it's very cold, and I like the warm, and I did like sunbathing.
Understood. We're not going to make you stay if you want to go home. just need to figure out how to send you home.
Uh, uh, I can. I have two ideas. Uh, Idea one is, well, I'll go with first. So, if I was able to summon him here, maybe I can unsummon him, send him back.
Already tried that.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, it was busy this morning. All right. So already
Long morning.
tried that. Yeah, already tried idea one, didn't work. Idea two. Estelle is going to turn to face other Estelle and say, if you were able to make a portal for Cirrus to come through to here, do you think you might be able to try to do the same thing in reverse?
The other Estelle thinks to herself for a moment and says, I think I should be able to. Yes?
All right. Well, we'll try it, see if it works. No,
Eh,
it should. I believe it will.
nah, 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 nah. I know what this is. I ain't going back in no freaky portal to the tentacle dimension.
Well, if you
But
go with Blinkus, he'll be able to protect you.
Oh, good. So, I'll. Yeah, 6-inch tall fairy going into the tentacle dimension, but don't worry, there's a dog. You're fine. Good. I'll be the appetizer and he'll be the entree.
oh, come on, Cirrus. You trust me, right?
Now you come on, you go in the damn portal to the tentacle dimension and then you tell me what it's like.
All right. So when the portal opens, I'll be the first one in.
And how are you getting back?
She looks in your direction, cocks her head one side. Didn't think that far ahead. Well, I went from here to there, then back, so I should be able to go from there to here.
Quite honestly, I think we should all take a quick visit just to
I am not going to the
get
Feywild.
information about what's going on with you, maybe a little bit more information, Miss possible new Fey Queen.
I am reiterating, I am not going to the Feywild.
All right, you don't have to if you don't want to, but you'll miss out on meeting a queen.
I'm good with that.
Fair.
Okay, this problem seems to be a little bit overstaying its welcome. Allow me. And you will see Longstride float over and with one of his fingers, uttering something under his breath, poke Blinkus in the forehead, and in a blink he's gone.
I'm probably going to regret this, but did I hear what he said?
Roll an Arcana check.
Oh
'Cause
boy.
you would have heard what he said, but I'm guessing that you want to understand what he said.
Which I would understand with the circlet. But yeah, 16.
16. The words themselves are understandable to you, but it's like if a chemist just started shooting off a string of chemicals, like the deoxyriboacetaminophen, thus, and just a bunch of long words.
Oh, so listening to a pharmacist talk to a doctor about medication.
Essentially, yes. But
Also got a 16. Oh my, by the gods, he disintegrated him.
but since you both got 16s, I would say that you would be able to. I mean, you pass that definitely. You would recognize that spell as the banishment spell. Leanna, from the words he spoke, you can deduce that there's a element to what he just did that was essentially conjuration magic, which, while you're not well studied, you understand that it's the displacement of one thing in one place, sending it to another.
Okay.
That makes a lot of
It doesn't
sense.
hurt that I have literally seen this spell happen before.
You have, but people have watched rockets go off, but they don't understand how that works.
Yes, I'm not saying that I'm understanding how it works. I'm saying that I understand what happened.
True. Very fair.
That's an easy way of doing it.
I figured.
Yeah.
Sadly, I don't have that kind of magic.
I figured that it would be a little bit easier instead of going on and on in circles trying to figure out this whole issue.
Yeah, probably would have been.
Now, if you wouldn't mind, other little fairy, I can send you back. Hey, you ain't touching me. I don't care where you've been, calamari man. I'm not getting anywhere near you.
Can you channel it through someone else?
No, that is not how the spell works, and if you are going to waste my time, I will make it my mission to send you away, either peacefully or, well, and he kind of stares off into the distance for a moment and then returns his eyes over to Cirrus.
You usually need to wait an hour.
What do you mean, wait? And then as Longstride says that, boop, Blinkus is back.
Find out the spell you were using. You have to, or what? It wasn't an hour. It was a minute.
A minute, yes.
Yeah, you have to wait a full minute to concentrating on it. Also, hi puppy.
Passeth, because you are the one that would know this. Roll me another Arcana check.
Right.
Wait. I think
Same roll. 18 or 16. I mean, 8 plus 8.
You know the look of someone when they're concentrating on a spell, especially someone that uses their intellect to focus. He was talking and he was, making whatever he was at Cirrus, but he never seemed to break his concentration.
I'm confused now.
Wait, why?
That
But
was
If you
weird.
said
hello
come
again,
back
Blinkus.
twice,
Hi, I am back. Ooh, that was fun. Do was that it? Do, is
Were you back where you initially came from?
um I think so. I mean, it was warm, little less colorful. I think.
And was there something there that sent you back here?
Um, I walked by some trees, found some water, drank some water, and then I came back here.
I'm gonna try something, bud, okay? Uh, just let this happen, and I might be able to get some more insight.
Okay.
And I will use a charge from my medallion of thoughts to read Blinkus's mind. See what happened.
Okay. So on the surface level, before you dive deeper, you read that he's pretty well sated on thirst. He's feeling a bit chilly again, and a little confused. Diving deeper in his thoughts, is there anything specifically you're looking for?
I'm trying to see, like, the sequence of events from his eyes, what happened after he was banished to when he came back.
Okay. So, looking in his thoughts, you see that he sees Longstride put a finger on his head, and then in an instant, he's teleported. Woo, I don't know what that word was. He was teleported to a new place. And through Blinkus's eyes, you see what looks like a densely filled forest. Very lush, very vibrant. It matches the clothing that Passeth and Estelle were pointing out about Estelle's clothing and what this summer might look like. Everything looks very vibrant and full of life. And like Blink has said, he kind of looks around. You see him notice some wildlife. There's a deer. And he walks down to a river. The waters are crystal clear, and he laps it a few times, looks up, looks around, and then disappears again.
Can I, since I'm not there, I can't investigate, but can I perception the thought just before he teleports back, see if I see something he doesn't in his own thoughts?
See something he doesn't. I would say give me something specific and I'll have you roll for it. Like, are you looking for a person, a landmark?
Yeah, seeing if there's a creature or someone who would undo the spell or something along those lines. I have a different perspective from Blinkus, so despite it being his mind, his thoughts, I'm seeing if there's something that he saw but didn't cognitively recognize or notice.
Very fair. Roll perception.
Natural 1. That's still a 10.
Looking around, again, there's just the wildlife, the natural wildlife that appears. You see a rabbit. Um, you see the deer, which was a doe, and you see a buck, which is probably her mate, join as they're kind of just staring curiously at Blinkus. And you see a bright, shining sun above head that, from his thoughts, you can't feel it, but you can get the idea that this is creating a great warmth. Beyond that, there's no individuals around.
All right, I will break the connection. Pat him on the head. Thanks, bud. Didn't get anything, but it was worth a shot.
Okay. No.
So, would you be able to try bamfing yourself and someone else to the Fey realm?
Maybe? I can try?
Like, sit on Blinkus's back like you're riding him and have Cirrus on your shoulder or something?
I mean, if it works, maybe, yeah.
So what are we doing?
Is that... I mean, I still personally vote for the portal idea, but if Cirrus is so against it, I could try to see maybe if I can try to do the teleportation thing I did earlier. But, you know, bring people along with me. I
Okay.
don't know if that'll work.
I believe that functions as Misty Step, correct?
Yes.
Yes. Let me look up the exact wording. Yeah. Once per short rest as a bonus action. So I'm not able to do it unless taking a 1 hour rest. Well, it's the face step, racial ability.
Understood?
Technically, I can do it too.
Oh, yeah.
Not that fairies can do it, but it's more that I took the Fey Touch's feet.
Ah.
And in a couple levels, I'll be able to also teleport.
Oh yeah, that's right, you do get that ability. But seeing that it is short or long rest recharge ability, she'll try to for a moment and actually no, wait, can't. Tired. Might need to rest a bit before doing it again. So
Um,
you were gonna say something?
I was going to say that technically, you do have the Fey touched feet.
I do. All right.
So you can do it again.
Yeah, I didn't know if that would be like the racial ability versus the feet magically giving me that spell, but all right.
I'll say that
I
counts,
will.
yeah.
All right. Well then, she's going to go over to go over to Blinkus and say, mind if I get on your back for a little bit, bud?
Yeah, sure. That sounds fine.
Alright. Then, she will climb on his back and ask, so mind going over to Sirius over there? So all three of us can go, maybe?
Oh, okay. Yes. He will.
Don't mind. I'd
Oh,
like to join you as well.
oh boy.
Alright.
So, our. So, who's all going? We have Sirius, we have Estelle, we have Blinkus, and we have Passeth. And are you bringing Boxbot?
I don't think that would work. It's just me outside of my armor.
Got it.
And while they're doing that, I'm also going to channel my phase step ability, trying to help channel the Fey portal to make sure it works.
Okay. So, there's a lot of stuff going on here right now. I will need Estelle to roll a wisdom check for me. And that'll be the first thing that happens.
Alright. Since it is an ability based check, may I use guidance?
Yes, most definitely.
Alright. I always want to ask to be sure. So, alright, the first on the thing is an 8 with the 1d4, a 3, so a total of 11. Oh, it's gonna be
Okay.
fun.
Okay. Let me get out my dice.
The dice are telling a story. They were really high the past 2 sessions. Now they've been really low.
Yep. We can only hope that it goes well from here.
So, Passeth, Blinkus. Blinkus wasn't aware of that, so that will be. I will roll this. Okie doke. And can I get from you, Passeth, an intelligence check?
Natural, but 16 plus 4.
Okay. So, Leanna, was there anything you wanted to do before this all transpires?
No, and she's not going as to the best of her ability.
Okay, understood. So, Estelle, as you take a moment to conjure this teleportation once more, you feel yourself burdened and taxed as it's like trying to drag a boulder up a hill in that moment that you're trying to cast this spell or enact this change upon yourself. And there's a swirl of wind that seems to form around you, you and the group as a whole. And you hear Seer say, I don't know if this is supposed to, and blink, you four are gone. the immediate moment you're gone, when you're in the space between spaces, Estelle, you feel your head pound with agony and pain, and it is only momentarily relaxed as the weight that is being carried with it is somehow lightened, as Passeth is not depending on you entirely for this trip, and you take 8 points of psychic damage.
Understood.
Passeth. Estelle is powering the trip, but there's a lack of focus. It's hard to focus. She's being burdened, so you, in this moment, this quick, almost infinitesimal moment, have focused your attention, and you have to make the decision of where you're going. Where did you want to end up, Passeth?
Nearest this tree.
Okie doke. And you rolled a 20. So, as you are in this moment hurtling through an existential space, you blink, come back. And there's a brief moment of pause as you guys focus your eyes and look around for a moment, and you see that currently you seem to be in the middle of a forest.
Okay.
Hey, buddy. Saying to Blinkus.
No, not to me. But Sirius says, it looks like we're not that far away from my place. Probably about a couple miles in that direction. He points northeast.
All right. So it worked. I did not think it would. I am very much glad. So I'm gonna try to head back before I get found again. You all are free to do whatever. Please don't get into any trouble. And she's going to try to go back before being noticed again by anything that she wouldn't want to be.
Okay. Roll another wisdom check if you're trying to force this.
Yeah, she's just trying to go back to the exact same place at this moment. So yeah. Again, would like to be sure and ask, I am able to guidance this?
I would say at this
Or
moment,
no?
no.
Alright. Always want to ask. That's a 6. Dice, you're telling a story!
Kind of like a Superman under a red sun. You just kind of like hop in the air just a little bit, try to force yourself, but there doesn't seem to be any change.
Alright. That's interesting. Alright. Guess I'm gonna be here with y'all for a while. Alright, that's fun. That's fun. Alright.
Well, don't worry about it too much. We're here together. That actually worked. Wasn't fully convinced. Um,
Right.
I wonder if I could find my home around here. It'd be crazy if we were in the same neighborhood.
Shouldn't be. I purposely built this place to be away from people. You from the grove of maple trees, or are you over by the wallowing brook?
More around the wallowing brook. There's a very nice willow tree.
Ah, I see. Yeah, that's a nice place this time, and immediately Estella's gone.
Oh, jeez.
Well, that's a thing.
Hopefully she went back to the material plane.
I would only think so. Um. Well. Oh boy. I'm gonna head home. Where did you need help getting back to your place, or?
I'd like to just make sure that your home's still there. I don't know if the Summer Queen got angry or anything.
Oh, I swear, if that Petty and he starts to fly in the northeastern direction.
Linkus, you're free to continue on with your life. You can do whatever you want, buddy. And I follow Cirrus.
Okie doke. Let's see. Roll me a Constitution saving throw. Pass
Oh
it.
boy. Ooh, natural 3. That's a 9.
Okay. You've been using your bot for a lot of things, so this is you have not done any running or cardio in a while. So
Flying is like running everywhere. That's a lot.
yeah, that's a bit much. But luckily for you, God, he rolled the exact same fucking number. Yeah, Cirrus is not doing much better. He's you're both pouring sweat. But eventually,
all those years in Tiān too. Used to fall. Way too hot here now. Ooh.
oh boy, I really need to. Oh God, I've just been so used to being an advisor. I didn't think to advise myself. And after a good 25 minutes, you both reach the tree, and when you reach the clearing, you both kind of just fall to the ground, just gasping for air.
Too much ales. Too many ales.
Oh, God.
Ugh.
Wait, is my... And Circe looks up, and you can see out of your periphery, too, that there seems to be a large tree intact.
That's a good sign.
Yes. Oh, thank goodness. Should I invite you in for something to eat, or?
Nah, don't. That's not necessary. Just wanted to make sure you get home safe. And that you're home safe.
Well, then, I guess I'll see you when I see you.
I'm sticking around Estelle long enough, probably see you again.
That's fair. And he just starts to slowly, his arms hanging low, just walking over to his house.
It was a pretty nice oak wood. Oh, I didn't realize I'm so out of shape. Ugh. I need some water.
I weigh 7 pounds now. Man.
The people with actual con scores rolling low con while Lyanna runs her ass off and manages to get there without killing herself.
I mean, I only have a +1 in con, but that's proficiency and both of the luck stone and the ring of protection gives +1s.
Yeah, I have... My con save is literally just a +1.
Yeah.
Passeth has what we would call a gamer body.
So me, okay.
I'd say that's accurate. That's pretty accurate.
So Passeth, after years of being away, now you are greeted with the sound of the whistling wind, the warm air, and the familiar sounds of life of your fairy home.
I think that Paseth would probably visit on occasion when he was living with the dwarves. But it has been quite a while. Oh, it's so much better than the Unseelie Court. Where would my tree be?
Roll me a survival with advantage.
Well, or 8, so yeah, 12.
12. Well, lucky for you, this is a fairly easy task. It's been a little bit weird, considering that the sky in the material realm and the sky in the Feywild are two sides of the same coin. If one side of the coin was painted by a 5-year-old doing finger paints. The Feywild sky is one that is miraculous and a bit, well, to put it frankly, otherworldly for those that are not used to it. The stars do not stay in the same positions that they normally do. They change and rearrange to make new shapes, more like clouds than stars. Except one. The one you know the best. The star that always points home.
Fly until morning.
Okay. You pick up again and you fly off into that direction, heading home.
What was that full second star to the right and straight on till morning? Yeah. Been a while since I watched Peter Pan.
The sound of dragonfly wings buzzing in the air as you fly. Now, back with Leanna. Leanna,
Yes?
what do you do in the 5 hours that Estelle is gone?
Well, since she knows kind of what happened, like, at least the plan, she's not worried. So I think she'd continue to try and see if she can unlock what Alayla was able to do. Just a different version of it still.
Okie doke. And you're doing this via your performance juggling, right?
Yes.
Okay. Roll me a performance check.
28.
28. As you sink back into your normal performer stance and you go through your routine, there's a silence in this cave that, while so very different, is oddly calming. Almost like you get to practice what you love, but without the judgment of others peering over you. And in doing so, this semi-solitude gives you an insight into your own performance. You, on the fly, make changes and momentary judgments that before you would just normally go through with. You decide to add more flair to, more sparkle, more razzle-dazzle. And in doing so, you feel yourself bettered for it. You feel like you've gained something. And it's weird, you initially went out looking elsewhere for inspiration, yet you've inspired yourself in this moment. But in terms of something that's akin to wings or magical ability, nothing appears to happen.
I'd also say, like, after 30 minutes of us being gone for the rest of the 5 hours, at least until Passeth is back, Boxbot just stands up while still being a makeshift workbench. He's just wandering around the cavern, bumping into stalagmites, just continuously walking but stuck on the stalactites. That's the one.
Stalagmites.
Yeah, just continuously walking, confused, in a state kind of of confusion, just not knowing where I am.
Yeah, there is a bit of a lost dog kind of reaction out of Boxbot. As you say, he is pretty lost in this moment, just bumping into things and, every so often making a tinging noise as he makes contact.
Like a Roomba just going around the house, bumping into things.
Well, now, this is going to be weird. So it appears your aunt at the moment is going to be temporarily busy with whatever she's dealing with, and given the temporal distortion between the material and the Fae, she could be gone for a very long time. So,
Which is exactly why I didn't want to go, since while I have whatever I have, I don't necessarily think I have Fey blood in me. I don't want to get caught up in that.
then I must ask you, what do you intend to do if she's not back in a month, 2, a year?
In that case, I would leave a note. I would leave a note with you and go and try and do my best on my own.
You're going to attempt to wrestle your sister away from this force by yourself.
Or I would go to my parents.
Who are currently a country away?
Yes, I don't have a good plan, but I have ideas. Or I would go to Bartholomew and Janessa and try and help her. I have things that I will do.
You have things that you can do, yes. But are they the things that you want to do?
No, I want to keep traveling with Estelle and Passeth. I want to go stop everything. I want to learn what's going on with the creatures that I've seen in my dreams and wherever my mind went. I want to stop the threat of the Maestro. I burden myself with a lot. Just a performer. Caught up in everything.
In the grand web of fate, none of us are just anything. We're always something. And I wouldn't sell yourself quite that short. But there is so many things that will be determined soon that will change a lot. How we are, who we are. And I do believe that that decision is based on you three. The giant that you encountered referred to you as pillars, correct?
At least myself, one of three, so it can assume that the other two are also pillars, but I don't know. Could also be my sisters. Could be a lot of things.
Do you recall the old tale about the pillars?
Do I?
Roll a history check.
11.
11. The tale itself, no. You don't recall any specifics about that specific tale.
I don't. Like, I've heard that such a story exists, but I don't remember anything about it at all.
That's not surprising. It's been quite a long time since the story made its way through the public consciousness at a popular level. It was a tale, a story of three brothers. These brothers were the rulers, kings, emperors, however you wish to define it, but they were three forces that could change the world as long as they were together, as long as they stood firm, and as long as they held each other up. And for hundreds of years, these brothers did just that. They held the weight of the world on their hands. Until one day, one brother grew jealous of the other two, feeling that he deserved more than them. He did more work. He deserved more. So, on that day, the third brother decided to release his hold, to drop his arms down from the sky that him and his brothers held up for time in memoriam. And in doing so, that brother faded and disappeared in an ashy haze of fire. He refused, though, even the offer of death, as he knew he deserved more, and in doing so, left his two other brothers to hold the world themselves. The middle brother, fearing more than anything his lacking ability to make up for his youngest brother's absence, fled far to the farthest reaches of the lands, to never be seen again. And the oldest brother, still holding as much as he could, holds the land to this day. Some say that the very pressure of the land pushed him under. Some say that he is holding the land up to this day, and one of the various mountains is merely him standing tall even after all this time. Whatever it might be, the pillars symbolize the responsibility, the greatest responsibility of everyone. Because if one gives in, the rest will soon crumble. And that cannot happen.
And that just reminds me of the resplendent promise. A giant bathed in fire. If the youngest disappeared in a swirl of ash and fire, they're giants, and the one that's left doesn't know who he is anymore. Oh boy. These stories have more than a kernel of truth to them, don't they?
It is a relative thing, truth, but it does have relevance, yes.
So 3 giants held up the world. Either physically or metaphysically.
I know I've asked you so many questions so far, but I am so very curious, given that out of the 3 of you, you seem to be the most oddly flexible when it comes to your potential. If offered an ability beyond that which you already possess, what would be your deciding factors in accepting it?
The cost.
What cost is too great?
No longer being myself, no longer being able to perform, losing my family, losing my friends. Anything that would stop me from fundamentally being myself.
There is a pause from him as he turns to you and floats over and puts a hand on your shoulder. There is nothing in this world that does not change who we are every day. Everything from a blade of grass to a torrential rainfall, from the introduction of a new life to the exit of an old one.
Yes, but in the end, I don't want to do something that I wouldn't be able to look at my own reflection and not recognize the person looking back. Not just from a look, not necessarily from a look standpoint, but from just a who I am standpoint. I understand change. Change is inevitable. Everybody changes. But I want to like who I change into.
And if it meant changing into something you didn't like to protect those that you love, what decision do you make then?
I would do what I could to protect them without doing whatever that would cause me to not like myself. That it's so rare for things to be truly binary.
Yet you subscribe to such an idea.
I do, to a point, but I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to understand. I'm trying to forge my own way and path. I might not always be right, but I want to be true to myself.
I do hope that you are able to, Leanna. I really do. I just... The strength of your will is commendable, but it is a force enacted not only on yourself. So trying to keep things to a certain status quo, I do not wish to see you crumble when that inevitability does come to pass.
I don't want to fall apart when things go beyond what I can handle either. I know that I have limits. I know that everyone has limits. Just need to do my best to mitigate.
Well, we still have this Estelle here, and he gestures to the other foreign, far realm Estelle, who just kind of looks over. It's hard for me. I've never met someone of truly my kind. Well, not in a long time. I do wish to look into your condition further. Seeing as how your only technical traveling companion is still here, you might want to get her opinion. What would you say, Estelle, to staying here with me while I potentially work out exactly who and what you are? And the aberrant Estelle looks and cocks her head and then strains it again, and then shifts her whole body towards you, Leanna. Would you be upset if I stayed?
No, I wouldn't be. It's your choice. I have no control over you in that way. I would rather you do what you want to do.
There's a look of determination on her face as she turns to Longstride and says, "Then I want to learn more about myself." Well, that was shockingly easy. I appreciate it. And mark my words, I will discover everything there is to know about what you are physiologically as a person, and maybe help you discover what you are spiritually and mentally as a person. And as the moment goes quiet, you just hear Boxbot kind of hitting itself against a stalagmite again. So that's about an hour down. What is Leanna doing for the remaining 4?
Uh. That's
Did you get disconnected, Maru? I think you might have yourself muted if you can still hear me. Uh-oh. Oh, crap. Nope, that's me. I got disconnected. Hey, guys. Yeah, sorry. Let me... Oh, everyone's probably wondering where I am. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Let's take a pause here for a moment, and I will get back with you guys in just a little bit. Okay, so that was a lot of technical difficulty on my end. I am so sorry.
That
So,
was the first biggest technical difficulty we had.
these things happen.
where did I cut off? Because I was talking to myself for a while there.
Lan, you had just asked Leanna what she was doing with the next 4 hours, and I'd said that she was going to plan on, or at least try and figure out a plan on how to fight Alayla when Alayla basically just hard counters her.
Okay. So I would say over the course of the next 4 hours, you would start to, I would say, roll an intelligence check for me.
3.
3. You know there's got to be a way around this, but like every move that you can think of that's combat oriented is from Alayla.
Yep.
Everything that you can try and, reason together is just like, no, that would be something that she showed me, or no, that'd be something that she would already know I would do or have already done against her. So it's a lot of... You're laying the foundation of what you can't do at the moment.
Yes.
But as opposed to what you can do, you're kind of hitting a wall.
Yep.
At the 4-hour mark of just trying to figure out anything, and Longstride continuing to work on something at his desk, there's a pop, and Estelle appears 30 feet away from where she disappeared.
You're back.
Okay, how long was it for you? Because it was just like a few minutes for me.
About 5 hours?
Ah, of course. Well, at least it was only 5 hours and not 5 days or weeks or worse.
Years. This is exactly why
Yeah.
I did not want to go with you to the Feywild.
Which is weird, because the last time I went, it was like, I don't know, 5, 10, 15 minutes, but for y'all, it's just the first couple of seconds after that. Huh. Gonna have to... I'm gonna see if there's gotta be some way to purposefully do that. Anyway, not now. Not for a long while.
And where's Paseth?
Uh, he went with... Oh, actually, I'm not 100% sure, because he was with Cirrus, and Cirrus was saying something when I popped back from there to here. But uh, the two of them were together with Blinkus, and they were talking about going to his home, which was a few miles in some direction. So
All right.
yeah, they're either still doing that, or
Well, I
I
don't
don't,
expect to
I don't.
see Cirrus back in person at all. I don't think he wants to come back.
Yeah, I don't know if he would try either.
He did
So,
not seem to like being on the material.
yeah. But, you said it was 5 hours, right? So,
Yep.
what happened when I was gone?
Uh, I did some practice. Um, Other Estelle's decided that she's going to stay with Longstride to aid in his research. And I've been racking my brain for ways to fight Alayla, but everything I come up with, it's just things that she knows that I can do and will do, and she's basically the perfect counter to me.
Alright. When you mentioned that the other Estelle, wants to stay, she gets a slightly disappointed look on her face, but just nods along as you keep going on. And when you're finished, she says, "Well, I don't know how much help I can be, but I could maybe try to help with that last part."
What's your idea?
Well, you throw things, she taught you how to throw things, and we saw last time that she was able to just catch
She,
them and throw them right back.
yes.
So, what if instead of, like, I know you throw your cards, but would you be able to do anything with them up close? It's not a great idea considering what she's able to do, but is there any
I
way to...
to strike with them? I don't think so. They're not made for that.
Hmm. Well, I do remember actually, one time, I think I used some type of spell on the maestro. It, it probably is only with physical things, so do you have any, like, magical thrown things that aren't, like, actual catchable things?
No, everything I have is physical.
Huh. then I am not sure what else to do then, because, I mean, you said it many times yourself. She taught you everything you know, so it'd mostly be up to you to figure out what you can and can't do.
Yep. And right now I have figured out a lot of things that I can do, but she knows I can do, so I need to come up with something new.
Well, how often has she seen you perform? Maybe you can, like, do something with your performance and integrate that into your fighting style to make it truly your own unique way of doing things.
Right.
So then the next time she may still be able to do something, but it wouldn't be as quick, as easy to do.
And certainly try. Add some misdirection to it.
Yeah. Well, if it was 5 hours for me, I don't know how long it'll be for passive. You know, I just realized, have we eaten anything today yet?
No.
Okay, yeah, no, not good idea to keep going on empty like that. I'm going to uh I assume you don't want good berries. I can try to get some actual food.
Good berries are fine.
Hmm. Uh yeah, it's good enough now. I don't know what's available, don't know how I would be able to work with it, so yeah, that'll be good. And Estelle will cast Good Berry and make one for everyone. Uh Herself, Liana, Longstride, and Aberrant Estelle as well.
Understood.
Thank you.
No problem. And
Uh,
oh, sorry, you were gonna say something?
I was just gonna say that if you offer one to Longstride, he'll say, appreciated, but um, my digestion doesn't work the same as yours.
No. Well, all right then. Two for me, I guess then. And she'll go over to her other self and offer two.
The other
Yes,
Estelle,
Sorry, go on.
the other Estelle will smile and gratefully take the good berries. Say thank you.
You're very welcome. Uh, hey, I wanted to ask you, since you're staying, do you remember earlier this morning when I said I had an idea for a name if you wanted a separate one? And you replied you wanted to figure out if you did or not? I just wanted to ask if that meant you wanted to or not.
Could you repeat the question just so I understand what?
Yeah. So Estelle is asking awkwardly in jumbled mess of words. earlier in the morning, Estelle asked if Aberrant Estelle wanted to have to use a different name, just to have it be herself, her own separate thing, separate from her. And from what I remember, Aberrant Estelle said that she wasn't sure yet. So this is Estelle asking, since you're staying, wanting to learn with Longstride, does that mean you've come to a decision on that and wanting to follow up with it?
I don't know about a name yet, but I think I've understood a cause.
Okay. Would you mind if I asked what that is?
She will look a little perplexed, not at your question, but more at how she can explain it. And then you see her hold out her hand, and you see this like spark, but it's not coming from her hand, it's coming from her head. And with each little spark, there seems to be a flash of an image in her hand, seemingly like it's something trying to start up to create something else. And you see a an image of this Estelle with a backpack, and it's a small image in the palm of her hand, but she appears just to be walking, looking around. And then you see the image flash to another, and then you see her with a human. Not one you've ever seen before. Fairly generic look, bald, male, no really distinguishable features. And then the image distorts again, and you see a tiefling woman with this group. You can't decipher color from this image, but the tiefling woman has prominent horns and long hair, but they just appear to be talking and chatting. And then the image distorts again, and the last time there's an orc. Again, no real distinguishable traits, bald, tusks, wide build. And they all seem to just be talking, chatting, and enjoying each other's company. As the image fades, and she looks up to you. The cause is my own life.
All right. She kind of... Estelle looks... just kind of... The best way I can describe it is just kind of bittersweet expression, I suppose. Kind of like happy that that's what the conclusion or what the cause was and what the conclusion came to, but also sad that she'll be traveling while her other self is staying and doing her own thing. Completely understandable, but still meeting and parting so quickly already, along with just complete everything. And she'll say, all right, well, I don't know how it'll go or what all will happen, but I mean, we are each other, so if I had to take a guess, you'll make some friends pretty quick.
This is not goodbye. Just until we see each other again.
Well, whenever we do meet, you better expect one big hug, Shorty. And uh, she'll just hug herself, other self, Abernistel.
The hug is returned, and while you're in this embrace, you hear Aberrant Estelle. And one will be waiting for you too, sister.
Yeah, Estelle's just gonna be there for a good few seconds, unless Abernistel pulls away. She's just gonna hold it for a little while.
Okay. While you guys are finishing your goodbyes and making your plans, we will head over with Passeth.
Yo.
So, you are currently on the road, essentially, back home. Give me 1 second. Now, are you going a full, flying sprint, or are you just casually heading there?
I'm going as fast as I can, but I'm not incredibly in a rush. I'm not tiring myself out.
Okie dokie. As you make your way quickly, there is, there's always that kind of, like how an experienced pilot will be completely acclimated to what's like for the plane to go up and down and to be at high altitudes and then at low altitudes once more, but their ears still pop and they can still get headaches. Being out of the Feywild for a little while, it's not confusing and you're not lost by any means, but there's just that kind of sense of overstimulation. Just a lot more colors, a lot more sounds, a lot more flavor to your senses. And as you...
Aerial portal close to my home. Because that's how I got there.
Could you repeat that?
I just know that there's a material portal at least somewhere close by to my home where I can easily get back.
Get back to the material.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because I'm here by myself now.
Yes. And you also remember where that material portal leads to.
Right.
So, as you travel, the way is true, and there's little to be distracting you. Can I ask again, what is the reason Paseth is going home?
Mostly because he wants that portal back to the material plane, but also for the fact that that dream did kind of shake him. So he wants to make sure that his family is all right, the Fae family is all right, and the portal to Crystal, I'll be able to check on my Dwarven family, which hopefully also isn't in ruins. I also need to check on seeing how my Dwarven mom and dad are taking having lost their daughter.
Okay. Just to note, as a result of that dream, the kind of worry and anxiety Paseth has about sin affecting his family, we did that roll last week, and just for the flavor, Paseth, due to his current condition, came to the determination that he does not feel a worry about his family anymore, at least in terms of the sin relationship.
Still just... Oh, right, it wasn't worry about it, it was anger. So he's just like, he wants to know that they're all right and tell them that, hey, there's this massive dickhead going around, might cause some problems.
Good.
Just gather some muscle. Get yourself protected, you know?
I get that, but as a result of your affliction, that feeling, the anxiety, the anger, because you rolled under your spell save DC, is no longer there.
Right.
So just so
It's
I
also
can
just,
reason that
it's
out.
also just nice to see my mom and dad.
Of course, of course. Purely for flavor. I'm not trying to drive you too hard in one direction.
Oh, yeah, I get it.
So, as you fly, the endless summer day that is the summer court continues on, and the seeming burden of time is starting to be lifted, as it doesn't really matter how long you've been flying. Because eventually, you find the old willow tree as it was before, untouched and unchanged.
It's been so long since I've been here. Probably longer for them than for me. I just basically just
Okay?
walk into my old home. I don't need
You
to knock.
you get up to the door, and the door doesn't have like a metal handle, obviously.
Right.
But there is a locking mechanism. And as you try to open the door, you notice that it seems to be activated.
Here's me without my house keys. Left it in the barrel. Dang it. Um,
Who's out there?
uh,
Pass it? And you hear like this kind of tut as something sounds like it's falling down a flight of stairs. And you hear another voice. Oh, God, be careful. And there's the clunk, clunk, chink, chink, and clunk. And again, not metal, but there's these hard kind of wood sounds as the locks are undone. And swinging open the door, you see a squat fairy, a bit round, definitely rounder than yourself, graying hair, thick mustache, little ponce over his nose. But you also notice that he seems to have one of your makeshift strainers on his head and also a wooden ladle in hand. And he says, "Oh, I thought you were something else. Oh, it's so good to see you."
well, hey, old timer, it's good to see you too.
And coming around the corner rapidly, you see a fairy woman, again a little bit heavier set, graying hair, the kindest smile that you can imagine, and eyes of a bright emerald green as she looks at you. "Oh, Passeth, it's so good that you're home. We were so worried about you."
I am so sorry it took so long for my next visit. Things kind of got away from me.
Well, it's good that you're here. We can, yeah, it's good that you're here. We can all be together. We can call back, Panseric, and we can all be a family again. And no one has to be going out into that nasty world anymore. And with that, we will take our break.
Sounds good.
All right.
Okay, stretch your legs, everyone, and we will see you soon.
Yep.
And we are back. So, we will, I'll say we'll continue with Passeth's scene for now. Yeah, we'll make sure that your brother gets home safe, and then we'll all be home safe and sound, and no more of this unseelie business. Now, come inside. We have some food made.
Sorry about that, huh?
Well, the past is the past, and we can't change it now, but we can always protect ourselves from the future.
Yeah, still working on that one though, so I'm sorry this was supposed to be just a real quick visit, checking in on you guys. I have some other people on the other side that need my help still.
Your mother rounds the corner, almost not listening, and your father turns around and says, well, if they need that much help, then I'm sure that there'll be plenty of other, other people that can help with that too. We need you here, so that's that.
Reason why you need me here?
So we don't know that one of our children is dead out there?
You don't need to worry about that. You know, I'm fine.
Passeth, my boy, I know that you are one of the most capable fairies to ever live. But you pissed off a pretty big fairy herself. So we're not going to take chances.
Yeah, I am sorry, Mom and Dad. I truly am. But I have some people that I need to protect. That's not that's not gonna leave me at all if you keep me here. I need to go back.
You can hear your mom kind of whistling around the corner as she's getting some food made and whatnot. And you think that this is any more of a cut and dry situation for us either? Like, we're just going to allow both of our sons to be fighting the Unseelie court?
Not all the way to that position, huh? Got all the way up to the front lines.
Well, well, I mean, Pansaric was writing notes about some sort of human elf holdout somewhere back on the material where he helped a few other people from another circle fend off an attack from the Unseelie Court. If they're already being that bold against random people, how bold are they going to be against someone who actually did something against them?
Yeah, that was probably my fault.
Even more reason then why you should stay here. If what you're doing is potentially hurting other people, then maybe there should be some time for you to self-reflect on what you're actually doing.
I don't really have that luxury. Especially the longer I stay here, you know, time is weird. It just means that I need to get back even sooner. That attack actually did happen. Oh man, yeah, Sin is on his way to where my friends are.
I mean,
For them to suffer for something that I did, that's not going to sit right with me. That shouldn't sit right for anybody.
what did you do, boy?
I picked a God's damn flower.
Why?
Because it's involved with the attempt to murder case. Someone was poisoned by it.
So
And
you
I
stole
made-
it?
I made an antidote for it.
You stole
That
it!
was impossible. I did the impossible with it.
I'm so proud of you, and at the same time, I want to smack you.
I'm an idiot, but I'm also a genius. It was full of the flowers. Who knew that she'd be so pissed off about just one being gone?
You took a royal's things. When are they not upset when you take their things?
No, maybe she needs to get knocked down a peg.
He immediately
Maybe.
covers your mouth.
So I'm not in the Unseelie Court right now. She can't do anything over here.
Oh, you want to bet? You want to bring that bad luck over our house?
That's why I'm not going to be staying long.
Do you still have that flower on you?
No, I don't.
Where is it? Is it with your friends?
No, it was in the city that was attacked. They probably got it back now.
So, I don't know much about Sin and how he does, but how would he be able to track your friends if you weren't there and the flower isn't with them either?
contacting me through dreams, though, and he knows about one of my friends who went off on his own for a while. Knew about him, then Sin obviously knows about all my other friends and family that said that he was wondering what fairy tastes like, so that got me worried about you guys.
Roll a deception check real quick.
Wait, was that not?
You
What he
aren't
said.
worried about them. Remember?
Ah, right. Yep, that's about right, 7.
It's okay. Your dad rolled a 4.
Seems about right.
Seems about right. Yeah, he's not an adventurer.
For my family,
Yeah.
for me.
Well, I guess if you have your contraption with you, you at least have some sort of fighting chance. Are you still with the dwarves and Crystal? Are any of them able to help then?
I'm traveling, or was traveling by myself, but I got 2 new friends. Picked up a couple strays, you could say. And the fact that the town that was attacked was one of my friends' village, that's makes it a little bit more stinging that it's my responsibility.
Your father looks at you, and there's a look of just conflict in his eye. And you both hear, "Okay, I'm almost done. I just gotta put a few more things together, and then dinner will be ready." And your father quickly turns to you. "If you believe that you can do this, then I believe in you. Go, quickly. I'll cover for you."
Give him a quick hug, kiss on the cheek. Love you, Dad.
Love you too.
And I fly off.
Okay. And you fly towards the portal that was the one you first went out of? Okay. It doesn't take long. And as you head to the portal and you prepare to plan to talk to your dwarven family and check out the situation down in Crystal, you're stopped as it's not like something physically grabbed you, and it's not like something is blocking you away, but it's like a gaze upon you is thick, and you feel compelled to stop. My, you just got here. Surely you would want to visit a little bit. And with that, we'll go back to Estelle and Leanna.
Oh no!
Oh, it's gonna be fun.
Oh dear.
It's my turn.
So, what are you two up to?
Any idea how possibly long it'll take Passive to get back?
Well, if I was gone for a couple of minutes and that turned into 5 hours, he might be gone for a day, maybe even two, maybe even a week. I don't know how long he's staying there.
I hope not long.
Wait a second. I don't know if he would even be able to get back through here, would he? Because
I have no idea.
I I I don't think he would, because I'm the one who took everyone there in the first place without a portal. I did not create one, I just took them there. He needs a portal to get back, and I don't know where the closest portal to here is, or if he would even know where that is on the Feywild. Oh no.
That's the thing, huh?
So it. Oh no, it might just be us for a long while.
Boy,
Well, okay. We did say that we were going to Dark Gulch, uh, or, and then we did say that we would be heading east from there. So we just need to go normally, and I guess somehow. Wait, wait a second. I was able to summon Blinkus, so maybe I could try to pull him too?
give it a try.
Alright. Uh, okay, let's see how this works. And she's going to try to summon Passive the same way she summoned Blinkus.
Cool. Do you still have a use of that Radiant Soul feature?
Uh, the Radiant Soul feature. I believe it is once per long rest. Yeah, yeah. The phase step is once per short rest, and it's once per long rest for the um Radiant Soul, if I remember correctly.
Then you are not able to open a portal.
No,
Alright.
can't.
What would you need to be able to do it?
I think I just need some rest, honestly, because that is taking a lot out of me.
Okay,
I think I just.
so I don't think we're gonna be going anywhere tonight anyways. And maybe he'll
Yeah,
come back during your rest period, so if it's okay if we spend the night one more time? Leanna asks towards Longstride.
I mean, if you intend to start paying rent, then I will be inclined, but that was a joke.
Either way, we'll be out of the way tomorrow.
Yeah.
Understood. I guess along the way you can say hello to a few of our other siblings.
Yes. Love to meet more family.
Yeah. Alright, so Estelle is going to uh essentially, even though it's uh still early in the day, she's going to begin. Actually, wait. I'm. Oh, I'm technically an elf now, so I don't need an 8-hour long rest. I just need a 4-hour rest.
Mm-hmm.
I completely forgot that. Okay. Well,
That change is going to affect you.
yeah. Ooh, that's gonna be weird. Okay.
For your entire life, you've been able to sleep, but now that you're an elf, you actually can't go to sleep, but you just trance.
Oh, that is a weird. That would be a weird sensation. But yeah. Estelle's going to try to uh begin the long rest process just to have it done as soon as possible because she's thinking still 8 hours. So even though it's early, it'll be done early, and the sooner it's done, the better it would be for them to get back together. And it's gonna be weird. Her first trance. Ooh, that's odd.
Step
Okay.
away for a second without to pour, and I need to let the dog out.
Okie doke.
I have a quick question.
Yeah.
Um, I know that for standard long rests, uh, it allows for six. It's an 8-hour time period for a long rest, but it allows for 6 hours of sleep and 2 hours of light activity, such
Mm-hmm.
as reading, standard, walking around, and stuff like that. Um, would it be okay if, for about 20 or 30 minutes of that, maybe, of the 4-hour long rest I plan to take?
Oh, don't tell me I got disconnected.
Oh, you're still here. I still
Oh,
hear you.
okay, I just heard you cut off suddenly. I'm like, oh shit, no, 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 no.
Okay. No, it may have been me. May not have been picked up on the mic. Uh, but yeah, basically asking 8 hours of long rest. Uh, rules allow for 2 hours of light activity, such as reading a book or uh, talking or whatever, just as long as it's light activity. Not asking for full 2 hours, but like 30 or so minutes. Because Estelle would like to ask uh, ask a question of Longstride and uh, hand something off to. Well, she's not going to hand it off yet, but she's going to definitely ask Longstride something.
Okay. I, I'm
Back. Sorry about that.
no problem. I might. I'm going to be a bit of a bubble burster here. I'm going to read something.
Mm.
At the end
Okay.
of a long rest, a character regains all lost hit points. The character also regains spent hit dice up to a number of dice equal to half the character's total number. For example, if a character has 8 hit dice, he or she can regain 4 of the spent hit dice finishing a long rest. A character cannot benefit from more than one long rest in a 24-hour period.
Mm,
Technically, for you, you've been up for like, what, 2 hours maybe?
oh, yeah. So I just flat out cannot do that. Okay. All right, that makes perfect sense. So at at least uh when the long rest is able to be done, it'll go by in half the time. So yeah, instead of that then, for the trance and get the ability back sooner, she's going to take out actually wait, do I have any paper on me? If I don't, then I can just ask for some. I do appear that it appears that I do not. So,
I mean, you have your star book.
instead, I mean, I technically do have that, but would I want to tear out a page from that?
That's a good point. Yeah.
Uh, so, Estelle's going to to, um, go over to Longstride and uh, ask, "Hey, do you mind if I borrow a piece of paper and something to write with for a quick moment?"
Um, I have recording devices if that's fine. What did you need it for?
Oh, uh, uh, she's going to say this a bit more uh quietly so that uh just to be absolutely safe that it doesn't carry over in the cavern to her to Aberrant Estelle. Uh, well, I since the other me is going to be staying here with you to learn about herself, I didn't know if she wanted to have her own separate identity. So I thought instead of just calling her Estelle, because that's technically me, I thought it would be nice to let her have her own name. And she said she didn't know if she wanted to have one separate or not. So, since I wouldn't be here to say it, I was thinking that maybe I could write it down on a piece of paper as a letter or something to say when you feel like you're ready to open it and read it as like a little parting gift.
Okay. Um, let's see. Most of my papers were burned up in the strawberry jam incident. I I do have this, and he holds out what appears to be a stone, kinda. It's green. It's rectangular in nature, um, but it's also oblong and very weird. Imagine an iPhone on its side, but very thick and longer. If you just put down your thoughts on here, it will record it for you.
All right. So when you say put down my thoughts, I just think and it'll be recorded there?
Yes.
Huh. Okay.
That'd be a nightmare for people with wandering minds.
So she's going to take the stone and she's going to think a single word, the name that she thought of for her aberrant self. And I would like to ask, would you like for me to say it out loud, or would you like for me to message it to you specifically and keep it a surprise for everyone else? Actually, we don't know when it would be, so as I say it out loud, I answered my own question. uh, I'll say it. So the name that Estelle thought of for her aberrant self and uh, is the only word that she thinks to inscribe into the stone is Astra. And I'll type that out. And uh, once she thinks that and puts it into the stone, so how does it get played back?
As you look at it, when you think of the word, for those squeamish, you might want to mute for about 20 seconds. Imagine like a long insect, like a worm, and it's crawling under the skin, and that starts to form on the rock. This bump that, as your mind imagines the letters, it traces it out onto the rock. So it's just like
Ooh,
inscribing a rock with a chisel.
that is fun. Huh. That's interesting. Okay. And she's just kind of marveling at that for a few seconds. Well, thank you very much for letting me use this. And um, one other question. Uh, so yesterday when Liana, you know, died, uh, she, I figured
Wait, died? Or
that,
do I hear this at all?
Are you trying to hide this?
um, I would imagine she was still saying it like not trying to hide it per se, but still kind of like it's uncomfortable for even her to say. So she was kind of saying it like
Hushed.
hushed. Yeah.
Uh, Leanna, roll a perception check.
Oh boy, here we go again.
For funny reasons, I would absolutely allow it.
14.
14? I think that's good enough.
Wait, died? What do you mean? I died?
Uh, okay. So that in remember when you said you had that weird vision thing with
Yeah.
the other giant?
Yes.
Uh, so Longstride said that you were basically not actually dead, but like essentially. What was the word?
Vegetabilized.
Yeah, that.
Fairly certain I'm made of meat.
Your brain was made of soup at one point.
Isn't everybody's?
Not like that, no.
Uh,
I think I
from
remember dying.
yeah, but yeah, I
Hello.
I looked into your eyes and didn't see any light there. You, as far as I could tell at that point, you were gone. And that's when I asked. That's when I ran off and tried to find Longshore to see if he could do anything to help. And very large explanation. Everything's fine now. Everything's fine, so it's just we're past that.
Bill, the whole thing.
Uh, yeah, that entire time.
I still want to know what's different about me that the giant mentioned that something was going to change.
Oh, hopefully it won't be anything too drastic, and hopefully it'll be a while until we do find out.
I'd rather
Uh,
find out right away so I could deal with it.
that's fair. But anyway, back to what I was saying. And she'll turn back to Longstride. Um, I recently I figured out how to cast stronger spells, and one of them is extremely limited, but it can help people who have very, very recently passed. And I one of the material components for that is expensive to say the least. Uh, it was a good amount of diamonds, I think, and I was wondering you would know if you would either have any for your own magical experiments on hand that I could borrow, or if you knew where I could get some, or anything like that.
Is
Just to be cautious.
that kind of material component to a spell is a spell that I personally do not have access to given my repertoire. So I do not have that component on hand. However, I am aware of different mining operations in Washshire and in Dark Gulch. So there is the possibility of the material components that you're seeking being located there, or perhaps being sold.
Well, good thing our next stop is Dark Gulch.
Yeah, seems like. Alright. Well, I guess I'll just have to save up for that. If I could even afford it.
Tin,
I'll have to
tin.
double check. This was... Oh, right. Hmm. Boxbot is still here. How are we going to deal with him and not having Passeth?
That's a wonderful question.
Boom, boom.
Bonk, 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 bonk.
You see Aberrant Estelle, who's just kind of staring, mesmerized at the Roomba that is bonking into random stalagmites.
Uh,
Which,
you know what, today... Sorry, go on.
I was going to say, which that is a good question. Passeth, what does a Steel Defender do when the creator is not around?
Let me pull up the sheet. Features and traits. Defender. It obeys my commands. Other than that, I don't think.
Can I just ask, is your Roomba, I mean, is your Steel Defender actually shaped like a Roomba? Or is
No, it's just a crate. It's a crate with legs.
The luggage from Discworld.
Um, it doesn't really say. So I guess if you just want to guide it, it'll just keep on walking. Yeah. Good thing that you can hook it up to a cart. But having it stop would probably, I mean, just have it ram up against a tree, I guess, for a night. And just keep on walking, dig a little hole, and be stuck there.
Huh. Okay, today is a day of experimentation.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm going to experiment with something. Uh, so I remember from a very long time ago when we first investigated, like, I remember using my magical glasses to sense the magic that was in uh, the box spot, and I remember there being some fairy magic to it. I don't know if it is even remotely possible, but I'm curious if, since I'm able to do so many other Fey things that normally can't be done by fairies, or Eladrin in my case, Estelle's going to see if she can tap into that fairy magic and see if she can issue a very basic command of things such as follow or stop or forward or something like that. Not actually be able to use the Steel Defender, but at least able to magically guide it.
Okay.
And I'm all for it.
Uh, I want Estelle to roll. Give me. Actually, no. I don't want Estelle to roll. Passeth. Roll a wisdom saving throw for Boxbot.
What is this wisdom saving?
Oh, this is so good! I love this! I love this idea!
Charm Boxbot.
He has nothing in wisdom saving throws, so it's just a straight roll. That's a
Please.
7.
It worked!
Yes, my boy!
It actually worked! DC 15 is my spell save DC.
Okay. So, Estelle, as you kind of connect with Boxbot and stop him from bumping up on some stalagmites, you mix a little bit of your fey magic with the fairy magic that is currently inside of this contraption bordering on the line of sentient creature, and there's a shift in its demeanor, and it stops. It doesn't bump into anything, and it doesn't wander aimlessly.
Okay, she is baffled by this and just uh covers her mouth with her hands in shock. It's like, oh, that actually worked. Oh, that actually worked. Oh, that actually worked. Kind of a oh. She's just completely silent and reveling in this. This is fun. This is exciting.
Successful cast of Charm Boxbot.
Leanna, are you doing anything at this time?
No.
Okay.
Okay. So, you know, I kind of lost track of time with everything that's been happening today so far. So, I'm going to go see what time it is outside.
I'm fairly
I'll
certain I've lost track of you.
Ooh, I like that. I really like that phrase. Time lost track of me. I love that. But anyway, I'm going to go see what time it is here currently, more or less, and I'll be back in a few seconds. Just need to see sun, or if there is sun. And she's gonna head on upstairs.
Okay. Yeah, you ascend the spiraling case, which takes about you know, half an hour or so to do if you're walking. Uh, but yeah, for the sake of brevity, you do see that it is roughly around midday, so about 12, maybe 1.
All right. So, going to be a while yet before I am at all tired to sleep and maybe get past that back. All right. What am I gonna do today? Huh. Well, maybe someone else has some ideas. And she's going to uh immediately head back down.
Okay, head back down. Everyone is where they were before.
Yeah, so it's more or less midday. So it's gonna be a while before I'm at all tired and am able to fall asleep and try to get past the fact. I hope he's not too, wrapped up in whatever's happening with him.
You know him. He'll be in the middle of something, always.
Yeah, I just hope that whatever he's wrapped up in isn't, too much.
Yeah, he does have a
Having to do
tendency
with
to
me.
get in over his head without thinking.
I'm just worried, like, I mean, I don't know why, but I'm just worried if I teleported to that tree once and I was found by the queen of the summer court and I disappeared like literally mere seconds before she reached out to me and touched me and I don't know if she's still in the area or if she's still looking near there or what. And I just don't know if they're okay. I'm worried about them.
Well, the other question is if she even actually cares now that you're no longer there.
That is another good question. Uh, you know, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, uh, I'm probably going to have to explain this uh, whole me being all Fae thing to a lot of people now that I think about it.
Yep,
Oh, that's gonna be a headache. How many times am I gonna get told off?
not as many as you fear, I believe.
Probably not, but who knows with people?
Well, just think of the people we know and how impulsive they can be.
Uh, yeah.
So, what's the game plan?
That's the million gold piece question.
Well, for me at least, it's do a lot of work or something until I'm tired, try to sleep, and once after the rest, try to. I mean, I summoned Blinkus once, so if I could summon Fey creatures, maybe I could summon Passive, and after maybe we get him back, I can. Uh, from there, I think we already decided that our next objective was Dark Gulch. And then from there, either we would find some other thing to go to, or we would go to Mage Hill, or something would interrupt us along the way. Who
S-
knows?
So, are you traveling tonight, or are you staying at Longstrides?
I believe we are going to stay the night just in case pops up, and then we're going to head out to Dark Gulch the next day if he doesn't pop up and after Estelle tries to summon him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well then, with that being said, as you guys work on your stuff and spend your day at Longstrides, we go back to Passath.
Slowly, gently land on the floor, and I slowly turn around to see who's talking to me.
You see the gorgeously terrifying visage of the Queen of the Summer Court, Magnolia.
I get on my knees and head all the way to the floor, just bowing down. Your Majesty, no, it's kind of funny. I was kind of hoping to run into you, but I didn't want to intrude on any of your own personal business.
Oh dear, everyone here is part of my personal business. What seems to be troubling you so? You seem to be so anxious.
Surprised that you don't know, or just being kind. Uh, did a little bit of a stupid thing, and the unseelie guard dog Sin is after me and my friends, so I need to get back and make sure that they're not dead.
Well, I can tell you for a fact that at least one of your friends is not dead, and if Sin were to be killing anyone on the material, well, I wouldn't know right away, but I'm pretty sure that the High Queen would be aware. So, if that is the case and Sin is there, I have no reason to believe that your friends have been hurt at the moment. I am still more curious, though, about you.
Uh, what do you mean?
Well, Paseth, I've noticed the company that you've kept and the innovations you've made. I've noticed the creation that you normally reside in and the things you've done. Those things don't go past the notice of the Queen of the Summer Court. nor would it go past the notice of any of the queens. You've made quite the splash in a very short amount of time, and that makes me very curious in you. What makes you so different from all my other fairies and pixies and quicklings?
That's a very good question. I don't really know if there's anything different with me. Maybe just a little bit of a wanderlust. Just loving to see the material plane. So many different fantastical things going on there. It's a little weird that it's always fall. That's so used to it being summer, you know?
It's a bit chillier down there. Well, that will happen to a cursed land. But, nevertheless, as someone who has accomplished so much as you have, Paseth, I think that it'd be only fitting for me to give you a task.
I'll be honored to try to accomplish it to the best of my ability.
Oh, and I know you would, because you are a very special little fairy. It's simple. It actually aligns in what you're trying to do now. I need you to find that friend of yours, the one of autumn colors. I need you to find her, and I need you to bring her back to me.
Yeah, I'm actually a little disappointed that she left so soon. I wanted a lot of my questions revolving around her. Kind of was wondering if you had any insight on that.
I know a lot of things, and I would be more than happy to illuminate the conversation as much as I can. But since I have you here, what are some of the things that you've noticed her do that is peculiar?
The fact that she was able to teleport to the Feywild without a portal. Like not a lot of Fey can do that. The only ones that I know are to the standing of you, Your Highness.
Mm-hmm.
And not only that, but she was able to bring a Fey to the material world, to the material plane, just out of thin air. It was a blink dog.
Passeth,
Yeah.
I want you to roll both a perception and an insight check for me.
Oh, get ready for a couple more failed checks. Perception.
You've got this.
Hey, 19.
Ooh,
Nice.
okay.
And
Borrow my
insight.
bonuses.
I'm actually proficient in insight. Ah, there we go. That's a 12.
Okay. Let's see. just for shits and giggles, I want to see
Definitely
something.
not beating a Fey Queen's deception or persuasion or whatever from an insight.
Mm, mm, okay. Okay, cool.
She
Well,
just that one.
yes, she did. Yes, she fucking did. Mhm. Cool.
No way.
Cool. Cool. Cool.
Yeah, but the
Fucking.
bonuses should still be like around a 20 something.
Oh yeah, with a bonus, she has a fucking 29. But
Right.
uh, the fact she's still nat one. Um, so, Paseth, there's you hear when you say that Estelle materialized a Fae or teleported a Fae out of thin air and brought it to the material plane. You hear a sound, and it's kind of hard to describe. It's like two solid objects, and that's a phone ringing. It doesn't sound anything like that. Um, it's like two solid objects rubbing on each other and then slipping off. But it's kind of a loud popping sound along with it. And behind the normally calm, demure, and very polite exterior, you see for the briefest of moments Magnolia, the queen of the summer court, is very upset. And for that brief moment, with the perception that you rolled and your natural intelligence, you can tell that out of sheer frustration, she cracked a tooth.
Yeah.
You don't say. She was able to do that.
It's something very new going on with her. She doesn't fully understand what she's doing. And one of the biggest questions that came to my mind was, and I know it sounds so ridiculous and silly, but is it possible for a new queen to be born?
Passive.
Yeah.
As you say that, there is no sound. The birds do not chirp. There is no wind. There is nothing. This is eerily similar to your trip to the Unseelie Court, minus the color situation.
Maybe I'm going to die.
You done pissed off another queen.
I did.
When it comes to the sanctity of position of queen, it is not one that is given lightly, dear Paseth. This is a position only granted to those that are worthy of Titania, those that are deemed suitable to rule beside her reign. For she decides it all. And as the loving little sister, I only wish to ensure that she has the control and say that she should. I only wish to speak with your friend. And I only wish to have this situation rectified, as it should be. And as she gets to that sentence, the wind starts to come back, and the birds start to come back, and life starts to come back to the summer court.
Of course, my summer queen. I would love nothing more than to bring her back and have all of this rectified as well. She, like I said, well, like you said, she is very new to all of this. I'm sure she would love to figure out what's going on. She wasn't a fae just the night before in the material plane, so this is literally still all in the same day for her, if it's the same day there. But yeah, I'm sure bringing her here, making sure that High Queen Titania is made fully aware of everything going on is of the utmost importance. Just believe me, I am worried and scared and fascinated by all what's going on as well.
Well, I'm glad to see that you take this situation as seriously as is warranted. So, I won't delay you any further. Thank you for obliging an old queen's request.
Conversation, I'm still probably on my knees, head low.
Well, best be off.
I kind of stumble to my feet and flutter off into the portal.
Okay. And just before you touch the portal, Estelle, Leanna,
Yep.
Yes.
the day has gone by. You've done the various little things that you wanted to do throughout the day. You have Boxbot under control, it seems like, and it has come to evening. I'm assuming as soon as possible, Estelle would like to bunk down.
Yes. And as soon as she feels the inkling of possibly starting to be tired, she is going to get a rest in because, one, still expecting 8 hours, and two, not knowing how long it's going to take for Passeth to be back. So she's going to do her best to get some sleep, even though she can't yet. She doesn't know that.
And is Leanna going to stay up any later or also go to sleep?
She's probably gonna go to bed. She doesn't have anything that she needs to do, or probably just going to try and think.
Okay. So, as rest takes you both, 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, and on the 4th hour, Estelle, you seem to feel a little bit more invigorated, quicker than you normally would.
That's neat. All right. Well, everyone else is still asleep, so I guess I will do this as silently as I can. And she's going to try her best to summon Passeth here.
Okie dokie. You use the feature of the Radiant Soul and you call upon the Fey creature Passeth. Can I get Passeth and Estelle to both roll me a D100? You both want below an 85.
Okay.
Okay,
1d100.
usually pretty good at rolling low.
Alright. I got a 39.
Oh, come on, 91. Me and my big mouth.
Why you never taunt the dice gods.
So, as there is a moment in which you focus and you try your best to call upon this friend of yours from across the veil of planes, of dimensions. There is a moment in which you find Passeth. You locate and you take a moment to pull him towards you. But there's an equal tug in the opposite direction. A seemingly opened bit of travel that Passeth seemed to be going through. And as you do, Passeth,
Yeah.
with this moment of great intelligence, you are able to determine that you are either going to lose a hand or an arm. Which one are you choosing?
Hand or an arm? Let's go full arm.
Full arm.
Oh no!
As Passeth, you go through the portal, touching it with your arm first. You feel something pull you in an opposite direction, and you wonder what that is for a moment, and you step through. Before you, you see a city. The city of Crystal, I should say. And as you look about, the city is as it was before, a beautiful conglomerate of underground stones now carved into buildings, the reflection of their surfaces creating a brilliant, dazzling display of light above, and the air of innovation is circling around you. You missed it. And you look down.
Oh,
Why do I hurt?
And you feel like there's pain. And you look down, and you have both your arms. Weird.
what?
Estelle,
Yes.
as you pull Passeth back, you feel this resistance initially, but you're able to get him, and you pull back, and through this golden shower portal, you see a figure come out, a 6-inch tall, clad in a brown vest and brown pants with dragonfly wings and insect antenna, Passeth, missing his right arm as he stumbles to the ground, and he's bleeding profusely out of his wound, and he's screaming, immediately waking everyone up, including you, Leanna.
Snap up.
No, 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 no. No, 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 no.
Leanna, you are greeted with the sight of a screaming Passeth on the floor holding his bloody stump of an arm.
What the hell?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Immediately, casting, I do not have a stronger healing spell on me at the moment. Healing word at 3rd level.
Okay, roll to see how much that heals.
12.
12. As Passeth lies screaming on the ground, you utter some words, druidic words, to ease his pain, and as you do, the wound does seem to heal somewhat. The bleeding is not as profuse, but there's a look of just sweat and pain and shock and confusion on Passeth's face as he looks at you and says, "What the hell was that?"
I tried to get you here just like I did with Blinkus, and I don't know. I don't know how this happened. I don't know. I don't know.
You did. You couldn't have just come back to the Feywild and then just, like, asked me to come back?
Well, I could have, but that didn't. For some reason, it didn't occur to me, and I don't know why. I don't know why. Why did this happen? Why did this happen? Why did this happen? It didn't happen with Blinkus. Why did it happen with you? I don't know. I don't know.
Were you in the middle of something?
I was walking towards the portal I used to go to the material plane the first time, when I left home the first time and I went to Crystal. And right when I was going through it, I felt another tug.
Oh. All the color has drained from Estelle's face as she realized what exactly happened.
Um, ow.
My bad, my bad, my bad. I'm sorry. Sorry. I'm so sorry. And she is like visibly getting more upset and distraught at this. Like tears are starting to well up.
Okay, it's okay. Everything will be okay.
Okay. Okay. You need to stop the bleeding. Stop. Is the bleeding completely stopped or is it just lessened?
It's it's still like it's still kind of bleeding. It's not completely stopped, but it's not gushing blood.
Okay. At this point, uh, she is going to just focus on making sure that he doesn't lose any more blood because it was gushing earlier, and who knows how how much of that is like who knows how much more is like damaging permanently if it does bleed out anymore. So Estelle's just going to uh Estelle's going to cast once more, uh this time at second level, seeing that it's mostly healed up by now, just to get that little bit more extra healing word at second level.
Okay. As you cast it, it seems to heal up a lot more. The bleeding has stopped. How much did you heal it for?
7 this time.
7? Okay. Yeah, the bleeding has completely stopped. Um, and luckily, in one way, the severing of the wound was very clean, so there's no. It doesn't look like there's any risk of an infection, and it's a clean slice, so there's no really jagged grooves or uh, unflat imperfections in the skin at the site, so it seems to be healing at a very nice rate for the situation that you're currently in.
Okay, so I had a thought. Said that you were at the portal to Crystal.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe the remnants of your arm are on the other side of that portal. So maybe we should go there, collect your arm as best we can, and see if we can do something about regeneration magic or find someone or something like that.
I mean, we could, but I mean, that that's literally across the country. By the time we get there, it's going to be a rotted nothing.
I don't know. It was a thought.
I. Oh God. Uh.
You
Uh.
can
Okay.
make a
You,
prosthesis.
yeah, you could. y- I mean, you made box spots, so you can make yourself something.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I could use the and you hear him just kind of rambling to himself as he's blueprinting verbally.
Mom gets like this sometimes when she has an idea.
Okay.
You are grappled from behind, Estelle.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. It looks like blue arms around you.
Uh. sh- She's just uh as best she can, she's turning and looking. It's like, are, hey, are you okay?
You tried your best. There's no reason to be upset. He's okay.
Yeah. Uh, yeah. Thanks. And she's going to try to spin around somewhat and just hug her back.
You do so. And Pat Seth is a bit still unnerved, and he's just muttering to himself as he's walking across the floor and heading
I'd
in the
like to
direction.
insight that because I don't remember him walking very much.
Okay, go ahead and roll insight.
14.
14. It is peculiar. This Paseth, he seems. I mean, he's also missing an arm, so that's also a very weird sight.
Yes, but not a wing.
Not a wing, true. It is definitely an odd circumstance at this particular moment.
Because basically every time he's been out of box spot, he's been in the air or standing on something, not walking.
That'd be fair, right, Paseth?
That'd be fair.
So yeah, this is a very peculiar scenario.
Yes, it is.
Lana's just not sure what to do with that question, though, because everything's so different and weird right now.
With my arm, it's not also a wing, right?
Yeah, it's not the wing, it is just the arm.
Okay, yeah, then it is very weird.
Lana would like to. Oh, right. I need to. I get a chart. Wait, didn't complete a long rest. Has it been?
It's been 4 hours.
Okay, so it hasn't been dawn yet.
No.
Okay, so I still have 2 charges left on the medallion. I would like to expend a charge and try and read the surface thoughts.
Okie dokie. What's the saving throw?
DC 13.
Okie dokie. Well, the surface. Okay, you said surface thoughts, which don't require the saving throw. So,
Yes.
are you waiting to see what you hear on the surface thoughts to probe deeper, or are you just not
Yes.
going to probe deeper? Okay.
Waiting to hear on the surface thoughts, then make a decision.
You hear him just kind of going over the blueprints, like, yeah, if I get a good strong oak, it would be a good for the fulcrum joint, and I'd be able to. But how would I get it to actually move? And then you hear, because his mind is going a mile a minute, and there's a question that keeps repeating where he just keeps saying, "Now, what was I doing? What was that again?" That's what you get from the surface thought.
She's gonna let it go. He's always seemed kind of a distracted person, and a lot has just happened to him. She does not want to cause undue stress and doesn't want to bring up that she can do this right now. Maybe later, once things have calmed. So yeah, no further delving into his thoughts.
Okay. I think, Estelle, you hear as the hug breaks up. I think there's a reason for everything. And I've been finding mine. It might be time for you to go and find yours.
Yeah. Yeah, she kind of bites her bottom lip as she's thinking. Yeah, I should, yeah. I mean, I have ideas and goals, but not causes. Well, I'm definitely gonna think on that. And she's going to give a smile and nod and just kind of. She feels fully rested, so she doesn't need to sleep. So she's just gonna say, well, I'm very sorry that all of this happened. I did not expect this.
I don't think anyone did,
So, yeah,
or else we wouldn't have tried it.
yeah. Um, I I probably should have waited till morning, but uh, I'm I feel fully awake. I know it's only been a few hours, so I'm just gonna wander, do my own thing, whatever, for a little bit. But as soon
I'm
as y'all are good to go, then I'll yeah, I'll get myself ready.
gonna go back to bed.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
as you kind of get this all ready, you all see Passeth get onto Boxbot. And then you see him stare at it. And the hatch that he would normally go into Boxbot, there's resistance. And you see him, you hear him say, "Boxbot, open." And nothing happens. And he looks over at you guys.
Another insight, because that's super strange.
Roll
Yeah.
insight.
I'm gonna do it this time too as well, if that's all right.
Okay.
Where's my insight? Because Yeah, Estelle may not have picked up on the walking thing, but the not opening up, that's strange. 9.
You can give yourself guidance if you wish.
Alright. Even though you're allowing it, I didn't say it, I'll forego it.
Okay. Estelle, your mind is wandering elsewhere. It's just another confusing thing on the pile. Leanna, this is strange. The magic behind Boxbot is different and but similar, as it is akin to your mother's creations. And then you do remember Estelle was working on it earlier.
Yes, but other people have worked on Mom's things and they never stopped listening to her.
They have never magically worked on it.
Still feels incredibly wrong. What did something besides the obvious happen to you while you were in the Feywild?
I don't remember.
I still have this. She'll tap the amulet. If you don't mind, I'd like to use it to see if I can help you remember.
Okay.
So she's going to expend the last charge and delve in.
Okay. And Paseth doesn't fight it. And as you dive in to look for the memories, you're immediately hit with a roadblock. And your first thought is this some sort of, like, a psychic protection, maybe a magical spell that he's blocking his memories with? But no. You're blocked. Not because the memories are being blocked, but because there's no memories to go back to. This is akin to going back before someone was born.
Oh, gods. We may need to get Longstride in on this after he wakes up, but I'm not getting any memories. There's, like, nothing there. As if there's nothing to remember at all.
What?
From immediately after the summon, or immediately before the summon, there's nothing. Just blank. And it's not as if something is blocking me, it's as if there's nothing at all.
If you wish, anyone can roll an Arcana check.
I'll try. This I'll try to guidance myself for.
This one, Leanna will guidance as well.
That's a natural 20 for a total 22.
17 plus
26.
3, so a dirty 20.
And Estelle rolled the best possible roll physically possible for her. So, I think at this point, it both dawns on you. The magic used, bringing a creature from the Fey realm to the material plane. The fact that Passeth has no memories from before means that this teleportation is less of possibly conjuring a being from one place to another, but transmuting natural materials and turning them into something different, creating from the ground up. From your guys' roles, you have been able to determine that both the creation of Passeth, quote unquote, and even Blinkus are not the real thing.
Oh,
We go to Passeth.
Da-da-da.
Passeth,
so you
as
make simulacra,
you have
albeit
created
not the spell.
something from nothing. Passeth, in Crystal,
Yeah.
you're at home. Like, I mean, there are some dwarves there. They recognize you and say, "Oh, hey, how you doing?" Kind of, in the more dwarvish kind of way. But
Yeah, been a bit.
yeah, and you get plenty of highs, and people are plenty nice. I mean, you have your assholes, of course, but can you roll me a perception check, Passeth?
Yep. Perception. $18.
18. Where was Passeth going first?
Probably my dwarven folks' home.
You're going to the homestead, not the pub, right?
Not the workshop.
Gotcha. So,
Beard Estates. Or whatever.
as you head to this residential area that you are well aware of, and you're heading outside, going towards the edge of the entertainment district, something catches your eye, and you look to the right, and there's a poster board, and the board has a bunch of different ads on it, if you will. There's one that says, performing in Mage Hill, the Spectacular Robins. There's another one that says, Amber Hollow's Finest, performing soon. And then there's another one that catches your eye at the bottom, because it's one you've seen before. And it says, Monolay Performance in Bronze Watch, one night only. And then below it, it says, in 1 week. And that is where we will end the session.
Oh boy.
Oh, 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 oh. Every week I hate it. Every week I hate when
I
we
hate
end.
that it ends.
Oh no.
Passeth, welcome to the past.
I'm past that.
Past F.
Well, thank you everyone for tuning in, and I cannot wait to see you guys next week.
I can't wait to figure out how we're gonna figure this out.
I can't wait to see what this time travel shenaniganry is gonna do.
I'm gonna mess with time.
Or is time gonna mess with you?
Nah, I'm definitely gonna mess with time.
See y'all.
See you next week, everybody.
Indeed.
See ya.